Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. Joining me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hello.
and the Lord of Puppies, SDA.
What's up?
And I'm your host, Scribelight, the Lord of Dumpster Fires Watching, which is what the Blair White Red Pill Black thing was. Holy cow.
That was awesome.
We'll be talking about the Rubin Report's quote-unquote debate between Red Pill Black and Blair White later on in the show at length. Since the news day was relatively slow, I'm going to set aside a few extra minutes after MSS News to dedicate to YouTube time, including that. So we'll get there. But either way, how are you guys tonight?
I am okay.
I'm good.
That is good. Already had an ad request earlier, about an hour and a half ago, from Point Curation. So thank you, Point Curation. I already have it written, so around YouTube time, I'll read that. Thank you, Terry Diamantis. Great puns in the stream titles get rewarded. Well, thank you. Yes, I thought that was... It's interesting that Blair White has a tendency to debate people with a color in their name, whether it's Lacey Green or now Red Pill Black. I think it's just fun, in a way.
Did you get my ad request?
No. Did I miss... Did you? Oh, sorry. Did I miss something? Sorry.
I'm going to put it.
You tweeted it. Oh, well, that's probably why. My Twitter has been blowing up because I've been tweeting out like Dave Rubin memes, and it's just been.
Oh no, this was hours and hours ago.
Oh, then no, I must have missed it. I'm sorry. And now my Twitter has crashed. That was great. Yeah, you'll have to retweet it or something because I don't know.
I'm doing the super chat part of it right now because that's how you get an ad, guys. For $10, you can get the ad of your choice.
Okay. Well, yeah, if I'd seen it earlier, I would have written it. I apologize. I didn't see that. So anyway, Jim Jones movies, smash that like button. And if you like our stuff, please share it. Thank you, Point Curation. Not on the fence anymore about Red Pill Black. All of my considerations are irrelevant now. She was combative and deflected questions. Maybe she'll get better, but for now, she doesn't seem worth watching. Well, that's definitely one of the several opinions I've seen tonight. Thank you, Point.
Yeah, I don't think she helped herself at all.
And Ranting Monkey, a blaxploitation film featuring the Jack motherfucking Cochran. Oh boy, I think I can come up with a couple ideas for that one. Thank you, Monkey. Was this a dare or something? Or are you just really a big fan of?
No, this this actually came about from some YouTube drama.
Oh,
and somebody called Jack Cochran a motherfucker, and I asked him if he'd prefer to be called the motherfucking Jack Cochran, Jack motherfucking Cochran, and he said he liked both, but it sounded like a blaxploitation film. I'm like, oh, it's ad night, sweet.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention Monkey Dick.
Monkey Dick, Jim Jones.
Thank you, Sanguine. Research ad. Oh, here we go. A movie about the story of Liu from the fourth branch of the Mabinongi. Good Lord, man. Obscure is just...
Okay. Mild is calling it obscure.
Yeah, okay. Sanguine, I will learn more about some crazy backwards mythology from a million years ago to make your ad tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, do we want our Grand Monkey story now or later?
Oh, give it to us now because we'll have we don't have much news tonight, so go ahead.
If you follow me on Twitter, you've already heard this. Today, me and Little Butt had a battle of wills. It was nap time, and she got mad at me. And so she just would not get in her bed. And so it got to the point where I was like, okay, get in your bed or you're basically getting a timeout. And she wouldn't do it. So she got her little timeout. Like, okay, get in your bed. Still wouldn't do it. Another timeout. We did this 4 times. On the 4th time, I come to her, I said, get in your bed. And she's leaning with her head against her bed. She goes, I can't. I was like, oh my God. And I said, why can't you? She goes, I just can't. I said, do you need me to put you in your bed? Yeah. So I picked her up, put her in bed, and she went right to sleep.
Oh my goodness. That's cute as hell.
But for the record, I want to point it out. This girl still did not do what I told her to do. She did not get in her bed.
Mm-hmm.
She manipulated me, and she still won somehow.
That reminds
Fun.
me of I had some friends of mine. They had like a little, I want to say it was a 2 or 3 year old daughter, and they were going to go out to dinner. And they're getting ready to they're getting dressed and everything, and the little girl's lying on the floor, like on her stomach, just flat on her stomach. And they're like, I forget what her name was, but it was like Cindy or something. Like, Cindy, we're getting ready to go out to dinner, and she's laying there. I'm like, Cindy, going out to dinner, and she says, I'm dead.
Oh,
And they're like, oh, you're dead? You're dead? I'm dead.
oh.
Well, that's too bad because, you know, we're going to go out to dinner, and after dinner, we're going to have ice cream. And they're looking down at her very expectantly, like she's going to get up and get all excited about ice cream. And she's just lying there. I'm like, yeah, you know, it's just too bad because dead girls can't have ice cream. And she's still lying there. Like, Cindy, why aren't you getting up? Too sad to live.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
That is dark as
I know, but it's hilarious, but it's just so weird. So, anyway. All right. Well, cute, tiny people stories aside, and we're not talking about left cheek or right cheek. Anything else before we get into the news?
Yes.
Oh,
A longtime viewer has a birthday.
a longtime viewer.
Flair
Who's
Fritz.
Flair Fritz.
Yes, it is Fritz's birthday. And I was
my
was
God.
asked if I would sing happy birthday, if we would sing happy birthday. And I said, if you remind me, I will. And I remembered myself, so you don't have to tell me. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Fritz.
Dear Fritz, du bist ein Scheißkopf. Oh, sorry.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to
you.
Happy birthday, Fritz.
Happy birthday, Fritz. And thank
Fritz is
you
listening.
for your loyal attendance to the Lords of the Night and its various incarnations over the months and months and months.
Indeed.
Okay, so yeah, anything before the news otherwise?
No, that's all I have.
And apparently Weibo's talking in Greek because she's showing off. Or
I
just
think
Greek?
she's just taking it in the butt right now. That's why she's doing it.
No, she's got a little Greek in her.
Got a little Greek in her.
Yeah, got a little,
She's going Greek.
when in Rome. Okay, well, let's see. So
When in
news-
Greece.
When in
Grease it
Greece. Ugh. News-wise, yeah, like I say, not a whole lot happened if you discount the elections, which are all local and read your state and local. So read your local newspaper if you want to know what's going on with the elections, because I don't know. There's a couple of governor's races, etc. But as far as like big news, well, Donald Trump tried to go to the DMZ, but he had to turn back because of weather. That's the big news. I'm not quite sure what kind of weather made him turn around, but excuse me, I guess we'll find out. President Donald Trump attempted to make an unannounced visit to the demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea, but had to turn back because of bad weather. He was aboard Marine One en route when they had to return, according to reporters traveling with him. Trump was disappointed and pretty frustrated. There's sometimes that a turn of phrase doesn't sound professional to me.
No, I'm with you on that.
That's one of those. Trump was disappointed and pretty frustrated. He had to turn back on the attempted visit to the zone, known as the DMZ, according to White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders. He was to join South Korean President Moon Jae-in as a symbol of a strong alliance. Moon had already landed nearby. The White House had previously said Trump was not going to visit the DMZ. Quote, the president is not going to visit the DMZ, a White House official briefing reporters ahead of the trip had said. Thanks. I love the echo. Yeah, appreciate the clarification. There is not enough time in the schedule, and that visiting the DMZ has become a little bit of a cliche. The official said the White House had to pick between a visit to the DMZ or a visit to Camp Humphreys, a joint U.S.-South Korean military base, which South Korean President Moon invited Trump to visit. Trump and Moon lunched with troops at Camp Humphreys on Tuesday when Trump arrived in South Korea. Trump's two-day stop in South Korea is part of a larger tour to Pacific nations, where he has met with other world leaders in the region, including Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and dumping breadcrumbs for birds and stuff, apparently. That was a big scandal on Twitter I saw the other day. Thank you, Circus Zero. Inspired by Powell's idea of landmines disguised as prayer mats. Oh, God. Let's go further with it and do a Holy War trade expo with the pitch line, now you can fight for your imaginary friend in the sky. A Holy War trade expo. Oh, Lord. No pun intended. Okay, Circuit Zero, I will put that on the list. Oh, now I got to come up with some catchy name for that kind of thing. I will find a way. Thank you so much. Trump going to the DMZ. All things considered, I'm not sure what that would have accomplished, just as a photo op or like, haha, here I am. I don't know.
Yeah. There's okay. I don't know.
Real quick.
Say about anymore.
Yeah, thank you, Point Curation. See Wild Smile, the Koi Pond conspiracy. Is that the whole, like, because I saw people putting out these like debunking things of like, oh, President Trump was all stupid and he dumped all of his breadcrumbs into the koi pond, even though he did it 2 seconds after the Japanese president did it himself, like it was some kind of faux pas. Is that what this is? I don't even know more than that about it.
Damn it, Trump.
Yeah, I know, right?
That fish, that bastard.
Was there something else to that point? Because maybe I'm missing a context there or something. Is that what it's called on the Alex Jones side of things? Skyblight basically, yeah, he followed the guy's lead. Yeah, that's what I saw, and people were like, "Oh my God, what a international incident Trump did by just dumping his breadcrumbs in there all at once rather than like spooning them out." Like, okay, whatever.
Well, that's because that's how the Russians do it.
Scott McGinnis, you're just a few minutes behind the times. We already just sang happy birthday to Flair Fritz. So welcome to the chat. But yeah, you can rewind and you can hear us sing really badly, as we usually do, happy birthday.
Yes.
Let's see. So aside from that, there's only 2 other sort of media type stories that jumped out at me today. The first one was, we read a couple of days ago about how Disney had banned the LA Times from getting advanced screenings of their movies because the LA Times had reported about kind of sweet tax incentives and discounts and such that Disney was getting from the city of Anaheim and its parking garages and everything else.
Well, it wasn't the tax deal, because that's what we asked about, and there was no information. It was just that there was low rent on the
right, the leasing. That's right. Yeah, the $1
$1 a year
lease. Yeah. Well, apparently, Disney ends LA Times ban following backlash from other news outlets. Disney will no longer ban the Los Angeles Times from advanced screenings of its movies, following a backlash from critics groups, news outlets, and journalists who were boycotting those same screenings in protest. Quote, "We've had productive discussions with the newly installed leadership of the Los Angeles Times regarding our specific concerns, and as a result, we've agreed to restore access to advanced screenings for their film critics." God damn. A Walt Disney Company spokesperson said in a statement Tuesday afternoon. In a statement of its own released shortly afterward, the Times said, quote, "The Los Angeles Times has covered the Walt Disney Company since its founding here in Los Angeles in 1923. We look forward to reporting on Disney well into the future." Yeah. Mm-hmm. The lifting of the blackout follows an outpouring of solidarity for the Times after the paper's film coverage was blacked out by Disney due to a story that examined the business relationship between the company's flagship Californian theme park, Disneyland, and the city of Anaheim. Disney has said the Times, quote, "showed a complete disregard for basic journalistic standards," unquote, with that story, though it has not publicly claimed there was any errors in the article. On Monday, entertainment sites like the AV Club and Flavor Wire, as well as a pop culture writer for the Washington Post, said they would skip the screenings until the ban on the Times was lifted. The New York Times joined the growing boycott on Tuesday afternoon, not long before the reversal of the ban was announced. So, yeah, interesting.
Um,
Real quick, Jordan, thank you very much. An ad about the adventures of SDA trying to take a side on the Jedi Monkey versus Darth Scribbles conflict and her pink lightsaber. Okay, I will have to come up with some funny Star Wars
I love
puns for that
I
one.
get a pink lightsaber. Thank you, Jordan. You're the best. That makes me happy.
I have a question.
Mhm.
SDA, how bad does it feel not to get 280 characters?
Like, okay, I wasn't gonna say anything,
Oh God.
but shut up, Scribe. Shut the fuck up. Okay.
She's on edge.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I feel like maybe I don't know. Like it's just not fair, you know? Like I work so hard.
Do you think it's because you're a woman?
I think it's because I'm a woman. I think it's because I'm black. I think it's because I'm a midget. And I don't feel like I should have to deal with this kind of oppression, okay?
I think you got hosed.
I think it's because you're street.
I cut a bitch. All right, I'm sorry.
I don't think well, see the Twitter app that I have on my computer, I don't think has the I've still only got 140 characters. Is it regional or something? I don't even understand this.
I'm at 280 now.
Okay, well whatever it is hasn't hit the Twitter app that I have on my desktop. I don't know if like if I go to the web page, do I have 280?
And you know what? Ned's right. It's probably also my man hands because you know what? They look really weird with my midget body, and I think that's what's wrong. I think that's it.
Okay, so the website. If I go to the website, I've got 240. If I'm using the app I've just got installed on Windows 10, it's still at, 280 or whatever it is. I've only got 140 on the app. That's weird.
Hey, SDA. Lady Monkey has only been on Twitter for like a month, and she's already got 280.
Oh God.
You know what? Go fuck yourself, Lady Monkey. I love you. I'm sorry. That was. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Sweeper Steven. Add WWE match about doxing with Blair and Batning versus No Bullshit and Red Pill Black. Oh God. Oh boy. I've been trying to avoid some of this YouTube drama directly, but I guess I try to stay out, but they keep dragging me back in. All right, I will see what I can do, because I honestly I know very little about some of these dramas except for what I've seen or heard about third-handedly, but I'll give it a best shot.
Don't go Rachel Dolezal on me. No. Satsu told me I'm black, and if a black guy says that I'm black, then I'm black.
Oh,
sure thing.
I'm pretty sure Satsu's black, so he's an authority.
Only Squishy knows for sure.
Indeed.
Okay, so lastly, another media type thing, still having fallout from sexual harassment stuff. The CEO of NPR is now on quote unquote medical leave amid the Oreskes harassment scandal. The NPR chief operating officer, Lauren Mayer, will run the organization for at least the next month, while embattled CEO Jarl, J-A-R-L. I see J-A-R-L and I think of Skyrim, I think of Jarl.
Yeah,
so
that's how it would be pronounced, I guess.
Yeah. Jarl Mohn, M-O-H-N, is on a medical leave. The news comes nearly 1 week after Mohn forced out Michael Oreskes, the public radio organization's senior vice president of news, amid a harassment scandal. Many staffers were disappointed that Mohn did not take action against Oreskes sooner. Mohn has repeatedly apologized to the staff and pledged to make improvements. Still, there has been open speculation about his future as NPR CEO. On Tuesday, Mohn wrote to the staff, quote, "As many of you know, last March I suffered a nearly fatal ruptured aorta. I returned to work with the blessing of my physician with one important caveat. I cannot allow my blood pressure to rise." Oh, God. Regretfully, the hypertension has returned to a dangerous level, and I've been instructed to take medical leave until my health returns to normal at a minimum of 4 weeks. Moan said NPR's board of directors has tapped Mayer to continue to manage day-to-day operations during his absence. Quote, she will do so with the full support of and with guidance from the board, Moan said.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he did actually have a ruptured aorta, then I'm sure the stress of a sexual assault scandal or whatever.
Wait, I just updated the Twitter app.
Oh,
And I still have
Yeah.
140 characters. Just kidding.
yeah,
This is bullshit.
yeah.
I'm so
Funny.
upset. I'm gonna go to the
Uh,
bathroom real quick because I totally forgot to go.
okay.
I'll be right back.
Thank you, Nope Nope. Jarl Moan, great Nordic stripper name. Yeah, there you go. Or Skyrim's like sexiest leader of a town. Yeah, so aside from that, I don't have any other like super duper news stories. I'll double check real quick to make sure nothing has broken in the last 15 minutes or so. Now it's all election results and stuff and such. Let's see.
Were there even any big nationally important what's the word I'm looking for? Motions. Damn it.
Legislation? What?
Propositions.
You blanked out again. What?
Propositions.
Propositions. I'm sure somewhere a guy asked a prostitute if she'd be willing to suck him off.
Funny, we were talking about Jerry Springer earlier on Twitter.
Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Sir Wolfgang. A dollar bill symbol in sort of what's that, like ASCII or whatever? I don't know. It's a little face on dollar bill. Well, thank you, Sir Wolfgang. I could buy that stick of gum I always wanted.
Yay.
I said that to I was getting groceries the other day, and it was one of those deals where if you have a club card or whatever, you get a discount. And the lady after I checked out all my stuff, she said, "Oh, you saved 37 cents today." And I said, "Oh boy, I can afford that stick of gum I always wanted." And she looked at me like I just smacked her in the face with a dead fish.
You were making fun of her savings program.
Yeah, I know. And the lady behind me started laughing, and I was like, "I'll just take my groceries and leave now with my extra 37 cents." Yeah, it was a little awkward and funny. Okay, well, short of something else happening that is of great import. Oh well, I guess here you talked about propositions and such. Here's a little bit that's kind of a follow-up to the Texas shooting. At least I assume that is what is inspiring this. Senators Flake and Heinrich to introduce bill to close gun loophole. Senators Jeff Flake and Martin Heinrich are planning to introduce bipartisan legislation that will make it a law for military to report misdemeanors of domestic violence to the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, the database used for firearms background checks. I thought they were already required.
They're supposed to.
Or were they only required for felonies? I don't know. Flake, a Republican, and Heinrich, a Democrat, are introducing the legislation after gunman Devin Patrick Kelly, who killed 26 people inside a small Texas church on Sunday, was armed with an assault rifle and 15 loaded magazines in the deadliest shooting in Texas history. He had previously been convicted of domestic violence by a military court. Quote, writing a bill with Martin oh God.
I'm back. You can continue the stream.
I appreciate that. I love how politicians use Twitter to make announcements, and I understand that it's the modern way of doing it. It just still seems unprofessional. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Writing a bill with Martin Heinrich to prevent anyone convicted of domestic violence, be it in criminal or military court, from buying a gun. I guess so. That wasn't okay. I guess maybe that wasn't a law before. Senators Flake and Heinrich are working to ensure any individual convicted of domestic violence, whether it is in criminal or military court, cannot legally purchase a firearm. A source close to Flake told CNN. That's exactly what he said in his tweet. But why are you repeating this shit?
That's how the news is these days.
Pick one. Either pick the tweet or pick the official statement. I prefer the official statement because it's official. But I know. Quote, currently the military is not reporting misdemeanors of domestic violence to NICS, the database utilized for firearms background checks, and it's not clear that they can under current law. Their bill will permanently close this loophole, which was exploited by the shooter in Sutherland Springs, Texas. Well, the military fucked up in his case. They didn't file it. I'm not giving the guy who did the shooting any credit here, but he was only exploiting somebody else's fuck up, I guess. The military does have an affirmative obligation to report criminal verdicts within the civilian database, which if it had been done in the case of Kelly, would have alerted law enforcement to his violent history and prevented him from buying a firearm under federal law.
So what's different?
Yeah, maybe they're not required to. They have an obligation, an affirmative obligation rather than being required, I guess. Maybe that's the difference.
An obligation is a requirement.
Maybe it's legal semantics. I suppose it has to be. Otherwise, why would they? Unless they're introducing a law that is superfluous to an existing law, which I wouldn't be surprised. Not the first time Congress has done that. Cryptic says it's already a fucking law. Well, that's what I'm confused about. Was it like some sort of official policy versus some law, or was it a law that? Yeah. Hold on a second. Okay, here it is. Let me try this again. So yeah, the military does have an affirmative obligation, right? Quote, this is true whether or not the statute specifically defines the offense as a domestic violence misdemeanor. For example, a person convicted of misdemeanor assault against his or her spouse would be prohibited from receiving or possessing firearms according to a provision in the Federal Gun Act of 1968. Okay. Then what are they? Is this just lip service?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. On Monday, the Air Force acknowledged it did not relay Kelly's court-martial conviction for domestic assault to civilian law enforcement that could have prevented him from purchasing firearms used in the shooting. And then they go into the guy's history of why he was convicted and all that other stuff. The failure to relay the information prevented the entry of his conviction into the federal database that must be checked before someone is able to purchase a firearm. Had his information been in the database, it should have prevented gun sales to Kelly. So CNN, why aren't you pointing out that this whole law is dumb and redundant and useless?
Well, because Congress is trying to do something for once.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. That's the best I got.
There's a quick little breaking news thing. President Trump delivers speech in South Korea where he is expected to warn the North, quote, do not try us. Oh, geez. All right. Good. I love our war of words going on. Cryptic, thank you. No, it is law. People are making fun of him. Fun of who? The senators? I suppose. Either way. Scribelight, you missed a super chat. Whose was it? Did I miss? Let's see. So Wolfgang got Nope Nopes, got Cryptics. I think I've got them all so far. I think I'm caught up. Okay, what else we got in the chat going on?
Yeah, guys, if we do miss,
if
we do miss a super chat, if you guys could tell us whose, that's also very helpful.
Yeah, because I think I'm caught up. I think I just got Cryptic's last one, and I think his was the most recent. So, all right. Well, that aside, and unless something else happens, I guess we'll jump on to MSS News for a few minutes, and then we'll probably stop a little early on MSS News so we can talk YouTube stuff, because God knows there's plenty of that to talk about right now. So chat, if you have news stories you'd like us to take a look at during the stream, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews. Can't promise we'll get to them all, but we'll definitely look them over. Let's see. I need something fun. Something fun. Oh, well, this might be a deep topic for later if we get to it. Although the debate with the Rubin report might be our deep topic tonight.
Can I address something here real quick?
Yes.
Your boy Pat asked if I saw the story about the cancer patient asking for Christmas cards. I did. We've thrown the link out in 2 different streams. I want to say last Friday, and then again on, I think, Saturday we did it. But yeah, we have.
Yeah, if I don't have it on handy, if someone can either tweet that to me or chat it into me, I'll add that to the description. Let's see. This one comes from Sylvanus by way of Cryptic, so it's actually a handoff. She threatened violence when her sugar daddy cut her off. She followed through, police say. Okay.
Ooh.
Michael McNew was a 64-year-old father and grandfather, a divorced pharmaceutical executive with a well-trimmed beard, a nice pair of glasses, and a large 4-bedroom home outside of Trenton, New Jersey, according to the Trentonian. Jennifer Lynn Morrissey, who had moved into McNew's home in 2015, was the polar opposite. She was a 33-year-old dancer and motorcycle mechanic with tattoos and a checkered criminal record, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. Morrissey told others that McNew was her, quote, new sugar daddy. Prosecutors told NBC 10. McNew even bailed Morrissey out of jail in 2016, paying 10% of her $50,000 cash bail after she pled guilty to drunken and careless driving. So what happened?
Wow.
A year later, though, the relationship had soured, police say, and in August 2017, McNew was found dead at his home with a bullet in the head. Morrissey has been charged with criminal homicide for allegedly killing McNew after he tried breaking up with her and kicking her out of his house. Police say that after Morrissey killed McNew, she tried to make the crime scene look like a robbery that had gone awry. Morrissey has admitted to police that she tried to make the death look like a robbery, but she maintains that the shooting death was accidental, the result of what her lawyer called a kill or be killed moment. Yeah.
Bullshit.
A 64-year-old man versus a 33-year-old. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Before his death, Morrissey had sent a string of threatening text messages to McNew, many of them in response to his insistence that she not come back to his house. McNew had told Morrissey on August 6th that he was boxing up the belongings that she'd left at the house and that she shouldn't come back. But Morrissey responded by threatening violence. Quote, get the gun ready because I'm coming. I already told you that I'll be there tonight. Guess you're just going to have to shoot me, one of the texts read. I'm going to stab you. Jesus.
I'm going to stab you.
Yeah, making threats of, to kill or be killed. I think that might have been on the receiving end of the victim in this case.
I'm going to stab you. That should be a greeting card.
I'm going to stab you.
Happy birthday. I'm going to stab you.
After the alleged homicide, prosecutors say Morrissey took the older man's phone and laptop so that she could bury them in the yard of her new boyfriend. And to, quote, eliminate any gunshot residue, according to court testimony, the new boyfriend allegedly urinated on Morrissey's hand. This sounds like fodder for a movie script. It really does. Thank you, Circus Zero. Ad for the Lords of the Night. Lords of the Night kills the DC and the MCU. And side note, those cards need to be sent out quickly. They are celebrating Christmas with Jacob on the 11th. Okay. So we kill the DC Comics and Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. I'll...
Easy. We just switch the people in control of those two things.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, Sanguine. Wait, is it accidental or a kill or be killed self-defense? Easy one. I'll just give you a fake product name. Nano Slim. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Was it accidental or kill or be killed? Yeah, the lawyer says one thing, the client says another. Amazingly enough, that she did everything to try to cover up the crime. I think she's going away for a while, I would hope.
I'm curious why she had to go back if she had a new boyfriend.
He still had her stuff, I guess. I don't know. Or, this stuff doesn't make any sense.
Hang on one moment. Lady Monkey is whispering to me across the room here. One sec.
Okay. Let's see. I'll look for something else here.
I feel like whispering across the room is a super ineffective way to communicate.
Yeah, she should at least tweet him from across the room.
No, I should have kept the...
Tweet him with your 280 characters, Lady Monkey. Why don't you do it that way? Huh?
Wait. Yeah, this is what she stopped me for. Say it again.
Blair White liked one of my tweets.
Aww.
Did you hear that?
Yay!
So cute. I forgive her.
I took a screenshot.
She took a screenshot.
Oh, she took a... Okay, good.
Just in case she unlikes it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Share that screenshot like herpes.
But it's just so cute because it's funny to see. She gave me shit like the first time I spoke to Bering or when Bering first told people to go watch one of my videos and I went into total fanboy mode.
Mhm.
So to see her do it now, it's just kind of funny to me.
That's cute. That's super cute.
Let's see. We'll do another couple here, and then we'll jump into YouTube time.
You know what? I'm gonna send Blair a DM.
Mhm.
Tell her she just made my wife's night.
Oh, here we go. This one comes from senior staff reporter Colleen Bernier. This sounds interesting. Plane makes emergency landing after wife discovers husband's affair mid-flight. Okay, an airline passenger got a mile-high clubbing from his wife after she discovered mid-flight that he was cheating on her, and she grew so violent that it forced an emergency landing. The Iranian woman, already suspicious of her hubby, what was that? Was
she
she
said
yawning?
no. She liked 2 of my tweets.
2? Oh
Aw,
my God, 2 in a
good.
row.
She should be liking all of your tweets. That's not enough tweets. Bad Blair. Like them all.
Let's see. The Iranian woman, already suspicious of her hubby, used his finger while he was asleep to unlock his phone during a flight from Doha, Qatar, to the island of Bali on Sunday. She soon
Dude,
discovered.
when you said use his finger, my brain did not go to unlock his phone.
Well, no.
Doesn't
So
do
he's
anything.
asleep. He's asleep. She grabs his hand and uses his finger to unlock his phone, and then she reads it.
That's what we call
Yeah,
it.
no, I thought
Yeah.
she was using his finger for something totally different.
Yeah. She soon discovered proof of her husband's affair in all of its sordid glory. A couple of drinks deep, the spurned woman pounced on her snoozing spouse. Flight attendants tried to calm her down to no avail. The situation grew, quote, so out of hand that the pilot had to land in the southern Indian city of Chennai to boot the couple. Quote, a lady along with her husband and a child, all Iranian nationals, were offloaded by Qatar Airways as the lady passenger misbehaved with the crew members in flight. Let's see. Yeah, well, that's if you want to find out about an affair, you probably confine quarters in the middle, like 30,000 feet up is probably not the best place to do it.
Yeah, save that shit for the ground.
Yeah, at least. Let's see. Well, he cheated on her and they're Iranian. I wonder. I don't think he's under any. I don't know what Iranian and or Islamic law says about that.
I'm pretty sure it's okay for dudes to cheat.
Yeah. Well, it's okay for them to marry their daughters so long as they're created out of wedlock.
Oh, that fucking story.
Let's see if this is a force. Okay. What is this? Oh, this one comes from Weebo Jones.
Who's that?
I don't know. Some chick. Let's see. Diverse photo shoot sends powerful message. Never be sorry for being black. Okay.
I saw that there's nothing diverse about that picture.
Yeah. I mean, well, if you want to talk about the new definition of diverse as skin color.
Black?
Yeah. Inspired by other photo shoots of black women she saw online, nursing student Samaria Gibor, I think I'm saying that right, decided to organize one of her own. The 20-year-old gathered together a handful of her friends and contacted Tolup Gongbo, an up-and-coming photographer, to help bring her vision to life. Her vision? It's like
a vision, subscribe.
It's 8 women in black lingerie. That is an innovative vision. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, God, Victoria's Secret would never think of something like that.
Don't invalidate her vision.
Yeah, you're right. The result: breathtaking photos of women celebrating their unique. I'll say that again: celebrating their unique and diverse beauty. Well, I will give them this: they're all different women, and they're all differently in appearance because they're different people. So diverse beauty, sure. But that's not the point, because you're doing it because of the color of their skin, not because of who they are.
It's the same picture I saw. The one on the far left looks like there's something wrong with her.
I think you mean the far right, but yeah, she's
No, the far right's the fat bitch, right?
Oh, okay. The far left.
Look at her head and the way her body is shaped. Send me the let me see the story. Make sure I'm looking at the.
I know you're right. You're right.
Okay.
I don't I don't see anything that immediately makes me think there's something wrong with her.
It looks photoshopped. It looks like
Oh.
something that Jordan did.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm
just throwing it out
sure a lot of this is photoshopped. It's just hard to tell, but yeah, sure. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. It's 8 girls in black lingerie, and they're all black, and that's the important thing here. It's not that they're individual people; it's that they're all black, and that's what the artist, the innovative artist, wants us to know. So there you go.
Jordan has already been at work. There's a birthday card up on Twitter that says, "Happy birthday, my lovely friend. I'm gonna stab you."
Oh, now that's not going to Flair Fritz, I hope.
Oh no, I hope not.
Okay. Let's see.
We're not stabbing Flair.
Okay, I'm gonna look for one more, and then we're gonna go on to YouTube time. So I apologize to everybody that we skipped over stuff, but we got a lot to go over with the Rubin Report deal.
That was so funny.
Oh, this isn't funny, but it's funny, if you know what I mean. This also comes from senior staff reporter and senior Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Just in, Florida man beats American Idol hopeful with her own guitar.
Oh.
A Florida man is accused of beating his estranged girlfriend, an American Idol hopeful, with an acoustic guitar and a wooden ashtray on Thursday. Jonathan Vanador, 27, of Ormond Beach, was charged with battery after allegedly attacking Rachel Russ, 29, after telling him she was moving out. Oh, we got a lot of I'm breaking up with you, I'm going to attack you stories tonight.
At least there's no stabbing in this one.
Hopefully not stabbed with a guitar. Russ told police Vandevoort took a guitar-shaped ashtray and smashed it against her head. Okay. Oh, sorry. Then Vanador allegedly smashed Rush's guitar on the floor before hitting her with it. According to a police report, Russ, who played in a band with Vanador, told police she was moving after learning that Vanador was playing with another band. Oh, so he was cheating on you with another band.
He was band cheating.
Oh my God. Musical infidelity. What can I tell you?
There's a lot of crazy people in the news today.
Yeah. I mean, our first story was about Donald Trump, so you're right.
I know, right?
Okay, guys, we're going to move on to YouTube time. Thank you for the stories. If we have extra time tomorrow, I'll try to do a binge on MSS News to make up for the leftovers. Let's see. SDA, what'd you do today?
Oh, sorry.
SDA, are you there? Oh, there.
Yeah, I was just had it muted because Jinx is usually playing right now, and sometimes he's barking in the background. Sorry about that. Took me a second to get my fingers to work. I didn't get anything done today because I had a super busy morning. But we are going to do a book club with Bay tomorrow morning. And hopefully I'll have another video out later this week. Cool. So that's what's up with me.
Mr. Monkey?
I still haven't had a chance to work on anything. I am hoping to get something done after the stream. If anybody has ideas, that would be wonderful. But yeah, I haven't gotten anything yet. I'm considering covering the Rubin Report one just for the fun of it. Because, dear God, that was fucked up.
Let's see. I didn't get anything done today video-wise. I had a relatively busy day at work, and then by the time I got home, I was just tired. And then, the Rubin Report thing came up, and I was just sort of passingly fascinated with it as I occasionally turned the sound back on because I had to turn it off at places because I just couldn't take some of it. But I do have a couple of videos that I'm looking at. I mentioned yesterday the social location stuff. The video I found is actually the first in a 3-part series. They're all like within 3 to 5 minutes long each. So I'm having to think about, do I want to do like a combined thing or make it just pick one or something? So I'm looking at that, and I've got a couple ideas, but that's still in progress. And I do have one ad to read because Point Curation made a request before the stream, and I saw that with enough time to write it. So here we go. His request was an ad for keeping your cool if attending a demonstration or protest, even in the face of provocateurs, the aggravating, the unreasonable. and I assume this is in response to the Rubin report fiasco that we'll get to in a moment here. So, as I am wont to do with points relatively abstract requests, I give it a shot. So here we go. When conversations turn into arguments, when tempers run high and you're fighting to keep your cool, you need the kind of transcendental strength that only a common sense self-help book can give. Read Stoicism by L. Ron Curation. Through the tenets and meditations of Stoicism, you'll be able to take stressful and chaotic situations for what they are: intangible, emotional booby traps. With Stoicism, your perception of what does and does not require or deserve an emotional outburst will be heightened, and you can better approach life calmly and thoughtfully. So read Stoicism by L. Ron Curation, wherever fine books are sold.
I thought you were going to go with smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed. No. Nope. I was trying to be intellectual and highbrow. So
Oh, see,
Stoicism.
I'm just not.
No, you're not. You're neither intellectual nor highbrow. No.
I'm really not, and I'm okay with it.
You're lowbrow. Actually, that should be your pimp name for left cheek and right cheek. Lowbrow. Lowbrow pimp daddy. All right. Okay. Well, with YouTube stuff out of the way. Oh, sorry.
I know I already made my ad request, but can I request that Pimp Lowbrow show up in that blaxploitation film?
You got it. I will Pimp Lowbrow cameo. Okay, I got it noted.
Okay.
All right. Let me save that to the wonderful world of my desktop. All right. So now, the main event, the one you've all been waiting for. Let me make sure that I didn't get a message somehow from Blair White saying, sure, I'll come on your show. No, that didn't happen. Oh, well, que sera. All right. At 3 p.m. Pacific today, Dave Rubin hosted Blair White and Red Pill Black in a all-out cat fight for about 2.5 hours. I need to step away for a moment. Okay.
So have fun. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
He's gone. We can talk about him.
Oh, goody. He stinks. He stinks.
Oh,
he
yeah.
needs to take a bath. He needs a flea bath.
Spunky has a funny voice. All right. I'm sorry. Continue.
So the debate, and correct me if I'm wrong here, chat and or SDA, because I didn't pay as close attention to some. The debate was meant to discuss the interview in part that Dave Rubin did with Red Pill Black a week or so ago, and how everybody was accusing him of softballing things and letting her get away with saying falsehoods and things, and Blair White being a relatively vocal critic on Twitter of Red Pill Black, and at least in one stream about it, decided to bring these two on to sort of have it out and do a sort of fact check, error check on Red Pill Black's previous statements.
To say that, look, I'm sure that that's how he meant it. But come on. Nobody thought, oh, this is going to be a well-reasoned thing, and Blair White's going to show up with points, and Red Pill Black is going to show up and be reasonable. Everybody knew that this was going to be a fucking cat fight. Everybody knew that neither one of these people were going to be able to hold their shit together. And that's why it was so much fun.
Thank you, tall person. Number 1, happy Notary Public Day, everyone. Number 2, any of you heard of thoughts on the Virginia election where the trans woman won? I ask because that is all I'm hearing about her, not her politics. And 3, add any. Okay, well, so add is up to me. I hadn't heard anything about the trans woman elected. I can try to look that up. Or if somebody has some more information, they can either tweet at me or we can talk about it at MSS News tomorrow after the elections are all over with. And Public Notary Day. Well, there's a day for everything, apparently. Before we start talking about the Rubin debate. Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything about the trans woman deal. So, I don't know.
No,
P-Dog's in the chat. P-Dog, do you happen to be a lawyer, dog? Because if you are, that would be most awesome. And if you are,
Please tell me you're a lawyer dog. I want you to be a lawyer dog.
if you're a lawyer dog, you could make a guy in Louisiana's life a lot better if you just take a trip down there and talk. Nah, but I play one on TV. You know, that might be close enough because most lawyers look like they play themselves on TV. So let's see. So is Monkey back? Because I saw him in the chat.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, good. Well, hello there, Monkey.
Hi.
Hi,
so
everybody. I'm the ranting monkey.
What did you think about the Rubin debate with Red Pill Black and Blair White there, Monkey?
So this was my first time watching the Rubin report, and I only watched it because Blair was going to be on it. And you know, as the ranting monkey, I love Blair White.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting. First off, I would like to say props to Blair for not bitch slapping Candace when she first makes a comment about you're a full grown man and not going to call her a she, but fast forward like 20 minutes and she's calling Blair a she, as she should. I mean,
well, Blair White put out a video before the debate making predictions about the Candace's likely behavior, and one of the first things she said was she's probably going to spend the whole time calling me a man or pointing out or saying he and that kind of thing. So she might have reverted at some point, but that was predicted. Yeah, so if this was your first exposure to Dave Rubin, overall, I mean, this kind of thing aside, Dave Rubin's a pretty good, even-keeled host. He has people on from all different sides of the political spectrum. And generally speaking, I like Dave Rubin's content. He sometimes is a bit, like what happened with Red Pill Black, he can be kind of softball-y and try to be non-confrontational to be or appear to be neutral on everything. So he doesn't quite get as hard hitting as some people would like, depending on who the guest is. But if he treats them all equally, then there you go. This wasn't his best showing. But then he had to try to corral two gigantic personalities against his relatively meek delivery. So it was like, okay, guys, okay. But I didn't, and we talked about this the other day. We made predictions of our own on here about how the thing would go, and I was actually surprised a bit at how catty Red Pill Black got, because I would have thought that she would have countered what I had predicted of Blair White to get a little heated, a little cat scratchy with calm to sort of counterpoint that. But no, they just went at it with each other, back, forth, and otherwise.
Well, and it almost seemed like Blair was interested in honestly asking questions to see what Candace's response was, but never got any real answers. It seemed like Red Pill Black was honestly just there to antagonize, to try to goad Blair and really not discuss or solve anything. That was just my opinion. And what I thought of it. I mean, she set herself up in the beginning by making that comment about Blair, just pretty much as a preface to the whole thing of, so I'm not going to take any of this serious, and I'm going to be rude and spiteful and petty. And
well,
yeah,
it seemed to me that she was the Candace was operating more as, she was dodging most things, or like when she said something to the effect of, we did not collect data, and then they're like, but you did archive the data, how is that not collecting? And she kind of stumbled all over that. It seemed to me more like she was just taking advantage of the opportunity to, again, promote herself rather than actually address anything that was brought up in her original interview.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know if it, and I never thought that whatever was going to happen here, regardless of the topic, that there was going to be anything productive to come about it, because knowing Blair as I do, and knowing the kind of person that it appears Candace is on a self-promotion scale, it wasn't about some kind of intellectual meeting of the minds. It was more about like gossip battling and accusation throwing. And even before this started, I was kind of like, this is just going to be a yelling match. And it was, and at certain points I had to turn off the audio because I just could not, my brain could not handle the from both sides for like 5 minutes. Like, oh. And watching Dave Rubin, God, the looks on his face at just certain points, just think this is the most defeated man in the world. He can't bring himself to like try to speak over them because that would be rude. At the same time, they're just being like high school mean girls to each other from across the room.
He did seem a little lost a few times on like he wasn't real sure on what to do to bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, he was a horrible moderator. He needed to put his feet down a bit more firmly, or try to structure it. I mean, of all people, having interviewed both these ladies in the past, and just people in general, he should have known that this was going to turn into a shouting match pretty quick if he didn't, really lean into the situation and set some ground rules like you speak and then you speak, and when I say stop, you stop. I didn't hear it. Now maybe I missed that in the first 10 minutes because I didn't catch the stream until about 5 or 6 minutes in, but whatever.
Yeah, it was interesting. The one thing I did notice in watching it is the composure of people. Like Dave Rubin definitely seemed like he was horrified and scared that those two ladies might at any time turn on him and maybe whip his ass.
Yeah, he did look terrified through the whole thing.
Candace appeared argumentative and jittery, like how she was constantly leaning forward in her seat and just very, I don't know, uneasy and defensive and argumentative just in her composure. And Blair pretty much just sat there very composed, not really jumping around, messing with her hair like she normally does. And it was kind of interesting just to watch the different body language between the three of them. And speaking of body language, I think I'm getting the boot.
Uh-oh, the boot?
No.
Is that domestic violence? That means Monkey can't buy a gun anymore.
Monkey, no.
Yeah.
Monkey, don't take the testosterone shots. Don't do it.
I think he wants his chair back.
Oh, is this like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing? You've drank the potion, now the monkey's coming back?
It is, yeah. When my life makes me sad, my voice gets deeper.
Oh my God. What a
Guys,
scandal.
Lady Monkey and Monkey are the same person.
Shush, don't give it away.
We are one. You've seen those people that do the dress up thing and they do like a duet and like half of them is woman, half of them is man.
Yes.
That's
like
pretty much
the
what's happening. Yeah, that's what's happening.
Okay, well, we'll welcome back your other personality then.
Okay, one moment. We'll do the switch.
Okay, do the switch. I'm going to wait until the if the real ranting monkey will please stand up, then I'll continue on. Let's see. Let's see what the chat has to say for a second or three here. Let's see. Neko Gamer James says Candace didn't think Blair was woman enough for a cat fight. Blair proved her wrong.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Actually, I was going to say I know who the winner of the debate was, and there's not really any. There's no real.
It was me.
No, it was Blair's shoes. Man, those were something else, weren't they?
I didn't even notice her shoes. I wasn't actually watching most of the debate. I was shit posting on Twitter about the debate.
Oh man, just watching Dave Rubin was the most entertaining part of it. Just like I kind of zoned out looking at the two of them when they had the wide shot going on. I just watched him and his body language, and it was just it was a train wreck. It was a train wreck. But I mean, Candace. So devil's advocate time wise, Candace was the one here that was on the hot seat for essentially having Blair on to try to counter her and things that she said in the past. So she was on the defensive from the get-go. And, all things being said, she was right to be on the defensive because everything that was about this was about trying to counteract what she'd said and the claims she'd made on her previous interview. I don't know that Blair White was the right person to effectively or clearly do that job. If you really wanted to, confront her or try to combat her with facts or contradictions and such. There were a few points in there where that did come through in sort of dramatic fashion, like the whole my splash page didn't collect data, we just archived it.
Well, that's she brought up the splash page repeatedly, and her excuse for calling it a splash page was, I didn't know. I wasn't the one who set it up.
Wait. Did she say that her splash page didn't collect data, it just archived it?
That was the distinction that was made. I'm almost quoting literally what was said, because
So it wasn't collecting data, it was just collecting data.
right. And
Yes.
and Dave and
fuck?
Blair made that point to her, and she just kind of waved it off relatively, or tried to. I don't know how long they laid on it.
Well, she did the same thing that she did with almost everything in that debate, because at one point she talks about Kiwi and said it was the dark web, and both Dave and Blair had to point out to her, no, that's not the dark web. The dark web is not just some website you don't like. And her excuse for, you know, actually calling it the dark web was, oh, I didn't know. And that's her excuse for everything. That's her excuse for why she said she kept calling it a splash page. She called it a splash page for over a year.
Right.
She did it on the Rubin report when she was there last. And her excuse now is, well, I didn't design it. The guy who did, he called it a splash page. And I thought he saw the email, so I thought he would have corrected me. Bitch, you didn't ask? You just kept saying the same shit over and over again? She did not help herself at all in this. Sorry.
Okay.
Little ranty there.
God forbid.
Yeah. There were a few things that she did that I wanted to bring up. Did you catch when she compared her becoming a conservative to Blair being trans?
No, I missed that part. I saw you quoting it.
I
on,
missed that
Twitter.
part too. I saw people, I think maybe it was you and maybe somebody else tweeting about it, but did she actually say that? Like, is that people being like over dramatic, or was she actually like,
No.
I became a conservative and you like got your dick lopped off? Same thing.
No, not quite like that. What she said was that you as a trans should be able to understand this, or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It's basically the same thing, you know, being trans and changing your political affiliation.
Yeah, those are totally the same, yo.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I guess it comes down to everything, all the craziness aside. Was Red Pill Black publicly exposed as the fraud she's been accused of being at this point?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
If you look at everything, because near the end of the stream, she once again said she will not apologize for the site.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why wouldn't you? She admits that it was a bad site and that she has been spreading lies about it. And well, if it's that horrible, why the fuck wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Other than to try to save a little face, which is not a good reason not to do it.
How would you, now setting aside the rightness or wrongness of everything, who would you say maintained their, and I know it's difficult, all things considered, who do you think was the better argumentor of the pair?
I don't think there was a better one.
Yeah.
I like Blair, don't get me wrong, but she is very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I guess is the word I'm looking for. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but Candace there was one point where near the end again, where she was trying to get Blair, and she did it by bringing up crazy hair and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Blair should have stopped that immediately. Just been like, no, that's entirely irrelevant. It has nothing to do with what we're doing here. And instead, she got into a fight over it, which was counterproductive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't think either of them were particularly good at what happened here. But Blair didn't have to be. Blair wasn't out to have to prove anything. Candace was.
I got a couple super chats here. Thank you, PC Robot. Candace is twice the man Blair is. Everyone who disagrees is licking turtles with a certain panting ape. Maybe I'm missing.
I'm not sure
something.
I understand what that means.
Yeah, me neither. Point curation, thank you. Between Blair and Candace, I like Dave best. Yeah, I was going to ask, Dave, I think Sanguine also. So, quote, I am not malicious, just grossly incompetent, unquote.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry for those $2 ones. They really sneak by. I'm going to make sure. Okay, I got everybody to this point. Sorry about that, guys. I was going to ask if you had to give, and I'm asking this is to both of you and the chat, if you had to give Dave Rubin one piece of advice on how to handle such guests in a debate in the future to try to maintain control, what would be your advice to him? Because he obviously did not have control at any particular point in that entire deal.
My advice would be don't even try. That you're not going to be able to do it. And so you need to either do one of two things: only have one person on like he normally does, or just go the complete Jerry Springer route, complete shit show, and enjoy it.
SDA, any ideas?
SDA has left the building.
SDA is not there. Let's see. LSJ Reading PA says Scribelite shock collars. Sylvanas says don't do it. Nico Gamer James also says shock collars. That seems to be the popular opinion. Point Curation says be an active participant in the conversation.
Well, I do want to talk about that part of Dave, because Dave pissed me off a couple of times during this. And all kidding aside, I was giving joke answers on Twitter about how he should just let them, go at it, and told him to just throw Jello on him. Dave had a side here, and if you watch it, it becomes very evident who it was. Mm-hmm. There's several times where he's not exactly chastising Blair, but it's almost, fatherly, like, don't you see her point here? And mm-hmm. He did not do that as much to Candace, not even when she actually deserved it, in some pretty serious ways. Blair called Candace out for blatantly making shit up, like the Tree of Logic being paid off and Richard Spencer being paid off. And Blair, pointed out, that is just you making shit up. And Candace called it speculation. Well, there's a couple minutes later, Blair is asked about something she said about Red Pill. And Blair said, this is what I was told. And Candace goes, well, you're allowed to speculate, but I'm not. Like, no, that's not speculation. When somebody tells you something, it might be hearsay, but if you tell me something and I say I was told that, I'm not speculating. I was told that. Those are two different things. Moments later, Candace's excuse for another bullshit point she says is, people told me. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this was in pretty rapid succession, and Dave didn't have shit to say about it. At that point, he should have gone, wait a minute, you are just full of shit. Candace throughout that whole thing just kept talking, and it was as though she thought she could talk her way out of it, and it didn't matter what she actually said. And Dave let her get away with it over and over and over.
Thank you, P-Dog Knight. Red Pill Black picked Blair because she didn't expect Blair to know anything. She knew she had no chance if she had picked Tree of Logic. Tree of Logic is a former cop who has been investigating Red Pill Black and has a big list of facts. Did Red Pill Black pick Blair, or was that just Dave Rubin?
No, she picked that. She picked
Blair. Okay.
Yeah.
And P-Dog, did you have a ad you wanted? Let me know.
Which is another huge red flag there. Why her when she wasn't even one of the ones who made videos about this?
Yeah, that's another thing, because wouldn't it have made more sense to, I don't know, maybe like Tree of Logic?
No, I don't blame her for that. I don't blame her for not wanting to talk to Tree of Logic, because I still have a problem with Tree of Logic's original video. I absolutely think that this needed to be brought to light, because she's still lying about it. But there was nothing ever to indicate that the move to the right was to get funding for the website. Even by the time this got brought up, it looked like the website was dead. It was something she wasn't even really worrying about anymore. And I don't blame her for not wanting to talk to Tree. If it were me, I would have picked Andy Worski, honestly. For two reasons. One, Andy was knowledgeable on this and did make many videos of it. But far more important to this kind of thing, Andy's a really nice guy, and this would have been a much nicer conversation.
The one piece of advice I would have had for Dave would have been to, and again, if he said something like this in the first couple of minutes and I missed it, then my bad. But was to have a set format, strict debate rules. Like, you get 2 minutes to start. You get 2. I mean, do it like an Oxford debate in a sort of light fashion, but also make sure that both of them agree to it on air at the beginning, so he can remind them of that if things start getting unruly. Because really, these guys, and not in a detrimental way, I mean, or a insulting way, but both of these guests are very image conscious, and so if they say something on camera and then they have to be reminded of it, I think that might have reined them back a little bit, maybe. But of course, he would have to back that up with his own, stick-to-itiveness on it. Thank you, Point Curation. Whatever happened today, I expect a doxing directory to be made soon. It's the among the next search engine type internet utilities.
Oh yeah, I would.
It's coming. I mean, something, if not what Red Pill Black had been proposing or otherwise, someone somewhere is already working on it, or it's already out there in some fashion, just hasn't been publicized yet. So, P-Dog Knight says, help, I forgot about the ad thing. Any suggestions? Well, P-Dog, if you want to leave it up to just random, I can do a random product. If you want to just give me a kooky name for a product and I get to make up the actual details of it, that's always fine too, whichever you prefer.
Oh, I have an idea.
Well, okay, go for it, and we'll see if P-Dog likes it.
A ball organizer.
A ball organizer?
Yeah, to organize balls.
I've only got 2. It's pretty easy to organize them.
By like size and stuff.
Oh, Scribelight ad. Yes, deep web crack. Deep web crack?
There you go.
What's it? You mean like drug? Maybe I'm missing something. I want to make sure I know the context of what you're asking. Is that slang for something I just don't know because I'm not a internet aficionado?
Why it got to be slang? Because he's black?
No, I'm like, is that just the name of, is that the random name of the product, or is that there's something called if you have to crack something, if you crack a DVD or you crack a program or something, is that what he means? Like crack the deep? I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure. I
want to go to your
okay
real quick.
Yes.
What you were talking about, what you would advise them putting, even if they'd gotten these 2 ladies to agree to that on air.
Mm-hmm.
If you watched it, I don't think it would have worked, because what would have ended up happening is they would have done exactly what they did. Well, she's doing it. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think it would have mattered to these 2, because the first time one of them interrupted, the other one would use it as an excuse to always do it, and it would just go back and forth still. Because that was childish as fuck. Which I love, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Thank you, PC Robot. Let me make sure I got my notes down here. Okay. Let's see. PC Robot, thank you. I want 3 commercials. Okay. The first should be for cigarettes. Somewhere it should be the tagline, "It's never too late to start." The second should be for a coat hanger abortion clinic. Third in next super chat. Oh, okay. Well, we'll start making notes here. Holy cow, tomorrow's going to be a busy day. As always, guys, I will do my best to get all the ads done and ready before the stream tomorrow. For whatever reason, I run out of time or something else comes up, I will get as many done as I can and carry the rest over into the next day. I remember I had 18 to do one day, and I got all those done, even though it melted my brain, but I'll do my best. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about the debate so much as it was, or did it accomplish anything?
Like I said, I think it hurt Red Pill Black, because she didn't actually answer any of the criticism. Honestly, there was one point where she did say she agreed that it looked like it was lying, or she understood how people could see it or think it was lying. But other than that, it was really just deflect. And I think that kind of hurt her there. Okay. And again, I don't think Blair had anything to prove, so she didn't. This wasn't about her.
Right.
And it did diminish my respect for Dave just a little bit, because I understand it. He doesn't want to be the asshole.
Yeah.
But the bitch was lying. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think that Dave should host any more debates.
No.
Everything that happened in this quote unquote debate might as well have taken place on a live stream just between the two of them, because there was really, I mean, he might as well have not been in the room for about 95% of the entire deal. Yeah, I don't know what was expected to be accomplished by this. Yeah, I don't know. It was a spectacle. It was just a spectacle. It was just Jerry Springer, as you pointed out. It wasn't really, worthwhile except for just a laugh track kind of deal. So
I enjoyed it, though. I did enjoy it. It was fun. Excuse me, funny.
Any closing thoughts on it, SDA?
I mean, it was a clusterfuck like everybody knew it was going to be. I don't think it was super productive. I think if you want to make Red Pill Black look bad and you want to point out what she's done, all you have to do is look at the videos people made.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That's all I got.
Do you think she still has a career on the conservative quote-unquote side of things?
Of course she does. She's pretty and she's black. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, with like Monkey, I think pointed out, conservatives love their tokenism. I mean, as much as maybe you want to deny it, part of Blair's appeal is that she's trans.
Yep.
And that just is what it is. It's not a good or it's not a bad thing. It's fine. It's just that when it's not like an old frumpy white guy saying it, it's like, look, it's this hot tranny. And she thinks we're cool too.
It doesn't take anything away from Blair saying that.
No, I'm not saying it does.
No, I'm just adding my commentary.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
And so I don't think it'll really hurt her her career, because she's got people on both sides. And she's got the establishment, you can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes, the establishment of like the modern crazy conservatives, like InfoWars and all that, on her side as well.
Mm-hmm.
So all their fanboys are still going to want to suck her dick.
All right. Well, Chad, if you have any other thoughts on this, we'll cover those during chat time in about 15 minutes or so. To fill up the rest of the time, I thought I'd read something that motherfucking Jack Cochran sent us.
The Jack motherfucking Cochran.
Oh, sorry, the Jack motherfucking Cochran. I will get it right once I write the ad, because I'll have practice at it. This article comes from Vice, so you know it's going to be good. The headline kind of says it all, and if this person doesn't already live in California, then they soon should, I suppose. I prefer to date men who are HIV positive.
Fuck you.
Research shows that if they're getting treated, I'm not at risk of contracting it from them, even without a condom.
No, at best, research shows you're not at major risk. I'll give you that. Yeah, you might not be at the same risk as a bathhouse in the 80s. If you're having sex with somebody with AIDS, it doesn't matter. You are at risk, period.
Quote, I'm HIV positive, unquote. These were the last words uttered by a man during my first sexual encounter after a 7-year hiatus from homosexuality. Immediately, I burst into tears. Onto his dick. I was single for
What?
the first, I'm reading it as it's written. I was single for the first time since my early 20s, and I was terrified. The little I knew about HIV came from watching Philadelphia, which, to be fair, was really about AIDS. So my knowledge base was hovering somewhere below ignorant. I quietly cried as I pulled my pants back on and hoofed it to my car, where I sat contemplating the new reality of HIV in my dating life, or in your body, depending. After coming out at 16, before the dawn of the apps, I fumbled around high school and college attempting to date, which ended up largely unsuccessful. And then, surprisingly, at the end of undergrad, I stumbled into a relationship with a woman. I think I just genuinely fell in love with her as a person. And yes, our sex was amazing, but let's be clear, I'm gay. No, you're
No,
bi.
you're not.
You're bi. Sorry. I'm gay, as in never ate her out. You don't need to eat a girl out to be not be gay. Firmly on this end of the Kinsey spectrum gay. No.
No, you're not.
That's not how it works. There's plenty of men who do not do oral sex, and they are still straight and or bi. I don't know what to tell you.
You enjoyed sex with a woman. That makes you not gay.
Yeah.
You might be bi, but you're not gay.
After
Why is it
this,
wait, can we just stop for a second? Why is it so hard to get people to understand what the fuck gay means these days?
I don't know.
We have the same problem with the whole trap thing. Yes, if you're enjoying some dick, there's some gay in your life. If you're enjoying some pussy and you have a dick, there's some straightness in your life. Just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
After this stint, I flailed my way back into the testosterone-laden waters of man dating, ill-equipped to deal with things like HIV. Most human beings are ill-equipped because it has no cure. And the more I attempted to discover about the virus, the more I realized I wasn't alone. My friends would often give vague non-answers to my questions or avoid the topic completely. They seemed to know just as little about HIV as I did. Since they couldn't help, and in an effort to avoid crying on any more dicks, that's such a weird image to think on. Like, the only way crying on a dick. I decided to do some digging. After some research and speaking with several professionals, I surprised myself with what I concluded. I'd rather have a partner who is living with HIV than someone who isn't. I was surprised this is insane. I mean, I want to wait and see if he's recommending this for others or if this is just his own personal.
Either way, it's insane.
It is. I was surprised myself, but hear me out. Some of what I discovered contradicts everything we've been taught. You're absolutely right. On my journey to deeper understanding, my first point of entry was the partner study that came out in 2016. It looked at 900 HIV discordant couples, meaning one partner was living with HIV and the other was negative. From September of 2010 to May of 2014, these participating couples provided detailed sexual diaries accompanied by routine examinations, which produced a wealth of data that was analyzed, synthesized, and then published. Jens Lundgren, director of CHIP, Center for Health and Infectious Disease Research, that's more like Chidder. I'm not quite sure where the P comes in there, but okay. Based at the Copenhagen University Hospital, or maybe it's Danish or something. And also the principal investigator on the study tells me, quote, "We found that despite studying more than 50,000 condomless sexual encounters, none of the partners contracted from each other. There was no risk." No. There is a risk. It might be small, but there's a risk. What the fuck are you talking about? 50,000? Sign, period, me, period, up, period. Quote, "There were 11 instances where someone did contract HIV." Well, then it wasn't, then
where's
there was
the
a
zero
risk.
come from?
But, hold on, okay.
They just said nobody.
I know. Okay, hold on. There were 11 instances where someone did contract HIV, but all 11 acknowledged that they had had sex outside their relationship. And using phylogenetic analysis, comparing different DNA or RNA sequences, it was proven that all transmissions did in fact come from outside the relationship, Lundgren adds. So
Of
wait a
course.
second. Wait a second. They were having sex with their HIV-infected partner.
Yes.
They had sex with someone outside of the relationship who had HIV, and they contracted it.
Yes.
What is the biological difference between these two situations?
What-
Nothing. Nothing. Oh, well, the couples didn't contract anything from each other, but they still had sex with people with HIV and they got HIV. So, oh my God. This was wild to me. From what I've been told, these findings, albeit from a single study, exactly, weren't consistent with mainstream messaging around HIV. These results were saying that the risk of transmitting HIV from someone who is living with the virus and on treatment to a negative partner was negligible to non-existent, except for those 11 people.
Yeah, but we don't want to look at those people.
Or we have to assume that those people weren't on treatment, I guess. The more I discovered, the more confident I became in my preference. Quote, one of the main things driving stigmatization is fear. The fear of someone living with HIV being contagious. They are contagious.
Oh my God.
The risk of transmission may be lowered by medication, but it is not eliminated. If someone gets that person's blood in their mouth or something, they're still at risk of contracting the disease. There's no cure. If there was no risk of their being contagious, they would be cured. They're not cured. It's not necessarily a judgment call on the person who has it, like something like that, but it's just a fact. Sanguine, thank you. Are they so stupid they think that love stops HIV spread? Apparently so. Nope, thank you. 11 people out of how many? Well, that's 11 people out of 50,000, so this guy says of the study.
No. 50,000 sexual encounters.
Oh, sorry, 50,000 sexual. 900. Was it 900 couples or 900 people? Sorry, 1 second.
I think it was 900 couples.
Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, 900. So 1,800 people. So 11 out of 1,800. PC Robot, thank you. SDA, say something or Scribe gets no more shekels. Third commercial, a lesbian dating site for men. I think you're
Riley Dennis.
I think you're $10 short, PC, because that's $20 so far. Or sorry, $15. No, 20 with that 5, yeah. So I'll not to be Scrooge about it, but you know, rules are rules. I'll write it down, but okay. What else? Do we want to keep going with this article or just move on to chat time?
We can just move on to chat time because oh my God.
Yeah, so yeah, you get the point, guys. This person this person and this study is advocating that it's okay to sleep with HIV infected people so long as they're on medication because there is quote no risk to there being any transmission. That
is moronic.
Which is it's dumb. You're taking your life in your hands if you knowingly have sex with someone infected with AIDS or HIV. You're just doing it. Oh, well, third commercial only happens if SDA talks. Oh, so SDA, your silence will deny me an ad revenue. So I guess it is on you. If you're going to be quiet for the next half an hour, then I guess I'm out of luck. Wait a second. Well, Scribe didn't help me out last night. Help you out last night?
What were you supposed to do?
Oh, tell the story again on the air. Even though she gave her like hyperbolic version of it. What?
I still got paid for that.
I know she got money for my. I mean, yeah, I told Weibo off the air. I gave her the whole lowdown. So, well, I guess we'll see in the next half an hour. Oh, sorry, your silence denied me $10. Okay. Snubber, thank you. Thoughts on Liz Reptile video? We kind of talked about that a little bit last night, I believe, didn't we?
Yeah, a little bit. I'll
recap it real quick for Snubber.
I thought it was funny for all the wrong reasons. More than a little bit, to use the word of the day, hyperbolic.
There you go, the word of the day.
And Zeph's part of it was just fucking silly. That's all I have.
Okay. SD. So if and Monkey, correct me if I'm wrong, because my understanding of drama sometimes gets muddled. Liz had a friend whose screen name I forget right now.
Sevi Rose.
Sevi Rose, right. So she had a friend named Sevi Rose who had said that she was in need of help. And so Liz set up a GoFundMe or a fundraiser for her. And in the course of this, at some point, Sevi Rose moved in with Liz. And then Liz discovered that she was basically lying about everything that made it so that she was a victim of stuff and needed money. And then she wanted to kick her out, I think it was.
There was some, at the home, there was some violence that was caught on camera, and Liz put it out there. But there's still questions about how much she knew when. I'm not one of those questioning it, but there are people who have questions, and there's been some back and forth between some people, and so she puts out this video that's basically, why can't we all get along within the community? But it was also a huge swipe at people like Sinatra Says and Failure Accomplished and what's his name? Tonka Saw. At the same time as, it's supposed to be, why can't we all get along? Yeah, so it was a silly fucking video, to be honest with you.
Point Curation. 30-second explanation of the hunt for Red October. Okay, well, a Donald Trump impersonator is hired by the CIA to take out a Scottish Russian who has stolen a submarine from the Russian Empire. And it's believed that he's going to take this submarine and nuke the east coast of the United States. But we discover that the Scottish-Russian guy was actually attempting to defect. We find this out late in the game, but of course there's this all sort of chess match of wits between the Donald Trump impersonator and Darth Vader, who's his boss, by the way. Or sorry, Mufasa, that's also his boss. Or sorry, the voice of CNN, who's also his boss. Yeah, it's one of the best movies ever made. Was that 30 seconds?
I like the movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, you got a British guy playing a Russian. You've got a Scottish guy playing a Russian. You've got a Norwegian guy playing a Russian. They got everybody playing Russians except for Russians in this thing, which is great.
I still like Harrison Ford better.
Oh,
but
K-19? Really? His accent was awful.
No. As Jack Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
See, I liked young Alec Baldwin because Jack Ryan in the books, at least, he's not meant to be an action hero. He's meant to be a relatively I mean, he was in the military, but he had his back broken, so he's kind of a wounded warrior analyst guy. He's not meant to be a frontline field agent kind of thing, and that's what made Alec Baldwin looked like somebody who didn't belong there. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. He looks like he can take it. Alec Baldwin didn't look like he could take it, and that's what sort of sold it for me in that first movie.
Alec Baldwin didn't look like he could take it. That sounds so gay.
Yeah, well.
I'm just saying. That's not, he couldn't take it all.
That's where your mind went. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what that says. I could go all Freudian on you for a second, but I don't think I need to now. Okay, now to chat. Really to chat. I hope that helped Point Curation. If you didn't already know, it is an excellent movie. There's one flaw in the plot that 2 sentences of dialogue would have fixed for me that would have made it all work. Aside from that, it's one of the best movies I know of. Let's see. Lady Monkey says, I feel like we need to go back to YouTube drama time. What the hey did I miss last night? SDA and Scribe fighting? No, so I offhandedly mentioned The Plunger. Weibo didn't know what The Plunger was in reference to. I said I was going to tell the story again on some kind of charity stream or something because it's a requested kind of thing. Weibo donated $10 and said she wanted to know. And I said, okay, Weibo, I'll tell you off the air after the stream. Then Nope said, I'll match Weibo's donation if you'll say it on the air, Scribe. And I was like, I'm not going to tell my story on SDA's stream for her to get money, because she already did get $10 out of Weibo for it, and I'm going to honor that for the sake of things, just because I'm nice like that, but I'm not going to do it again. And that's the drama. And now PC Robot has basically said there's $10 hanging in the air for me if SDA will just speak again out loud during the course of the stream at some point. So I assume she's going to have to not say goodnight tonight, because that'll count, I would think, or maybe not. I don't know what the rules are here. So that is the drama, as it were, if there's drama. Let's see, Ranting Monkey, did you see the No Bullshit stream on Andy Worski?
I only got to see a couple of minutes of it. That's when I had to go wake up Little Butt, and I forgot to tell you guys that story. It was so cute. I felt so bad. Grandpa made a mistake there. She woke up and sorry, an aside here. She's wearing panties, guys, and she's trying. She is, but she woke up and I was trying to fix something, and she looks at me and she goes, "Grandpa, I peed." I was like, "Oh no!" I forgot to take her to the bathroom when she first woke up. But yeah, I had to go wake her up because her mom was going to be coming soon, and yeah, I had to turn it off, and I missed most of it.
Oh, let's see. Somebody said something here. And that was Scott McGinnis that asked that. C3 section says, Scribe, will you ever do another criminally undersubbed video? I suggest. So the criminally undersubbed thing, I promised way back when I hit 500 subscribers, because the one thing that multiple people said to me that were not, as far as I know, related or knew about each other at the time, they made the same comment that I was criminally undersubbed. Is a very interesting phrase I hadn't heard before. And that's so I said when I hit 500 subscribers, I'll do a series called Criminally Undersubbed of people who I think deserve some more attention. The problems arose quickly with people who I'd never heard of before tweeting me and asking me to do a criminally undersubbed video for them.
Yep.
And then it became awkward because, like, I have no idea who you are. I've never seen your stuff. If I look at your channel and then I don't do one, that means I don't like you, is how I was like, oh shit, I don't need that kind of drama. My phone's ringing. I'm gonna have to go mute for a second. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem.
Hey,
You just talked on the stream.
don't tell Scribe.
Number, thank you so much.
It was asking me to buy something, and I was like, no. Sorry, I missed it. What was number say? Oh, it's number, an ad in which SDA versus Scribes drama reaches a boiling point and Lords of the Night civil war ensues, an extra $10 for whatevs being short. For whatever.
She just spoke, by the way.
I saw that as I came back in.
I'm outing her.
Yeah. Now, as I muted myself, I saw her microphone come back on. Well, I guess there's that then. PC. SDA versus Scribes drama reaches. Okay, Civil War. Oh my gosh, this is going to be something else. Thank you, Snubbirth.
I'm Switzerland, y'all.
Sure you are. Yeah. Do you make cheese?
I make good cheese.
I bet you do. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, the criminally undersubbed thing. It became sort of an awkward situation. Where it's kind of like, now people are wanting me to basically advertise their channels for them that I never heard of before. And so it's kind of like, I think I'll stop. I may do another one in the future or something if I come across someone of my own volition that I'm very excited about or something. But, you know, it just kind of got a little weird. Speaking of which, my first criminally undersubbed subject, Gabrielle, is getting ready to release his latest video after about almost a year. But he's going to he wants me to take a look at it before he publishes it to make sure that it plays out and the audio levels and everything are correct. So I'm looking forward to that because he makes really great videos, just not very many. He's sort of like my personal shoe on head, not a lot of content, but the content that is there is worth watching. So. Let's see. Faith's application of reason says, who is worse, someone who rats or someone who expects others to lie for them? In my experience, the latter. people who expect you to lie on their behalf. That's because then you look at that person, you can't tell if they're not doing it to you ever.
I had a friend I used to work with who fucked up at work and wanted me to lie for him. And I can't do that. I just can't. For two reasons. One, that was my job, and if I lost it, my family would have no money. And then two, it's just not in me to do that. I don't lie. Lying is horrible.
Sanguine asks, the paper, the AIDS story said they were referencing was Swedish and from 2014, or was it a Swiss study? It was from the University of Copenhagen. It was called the Partner Study, like big capital letters, the Partner Study from the University of Copenhagen. So and it was the professor's name was Lundgren, something Lundgren. I forget now off the top of my head, but
apparently I was mentioned in the Worski stream with no bullshit today.
Oh, good.
Check it out and see.
Scribelight Sanguine has a question. Yes, I think I got it. Scribelight, please give a brief summary of all 4 Jurassic Park movies. Is it right that we should dabble in life like this? Life finds a way. Dinosaurs are frogs.
Dinosaurs kill everyone. The end.
And Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. Somebody asked us, and I'm sorry if I missed who that was. Where'd that go? Bortmere asks if we are more interested in political issues or YouTube drama. Definitely political issues, but I do love me some drama.
Yeah, it depends on the drama. Some is more interesting to talk about than others, but in general terms, I'm more news stories or societal stuff is more interesting to me than YouTube drama specifically. Ranting Monkey Scribelight, if you exaggerate about popular breakfast soups, are you being hyperbolic?
Fuck.
Thank you, Net. That's yes. Lady Monkey says, Monkey, I was mentioned in the Worski scream. Scribe, get the fuck out, you boob.
That's not what he said.
I don't remember saying that or anything like that.
I am not going to talk for you. You've already talked. You're just
talk
being
for me. So is SDA your puppet now? Like you're the ventriloquist and she's the dummy?
Well, in fairness, I kind of do owe her because she did it for me for a whole week on Twitter.
You know what you should do? She should come on.
She just said that.
She should come on and still be muted, but just like move her mouth up and down, and we just say things for her.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
We've done that before. Let's see. Is taco a sandwich? Says C3 section.
You know what? You know what? This is actually an excellent opportunity. Our chat doesn't show up in the videos.
This is true.
So SDA just told me to say that I am her hero.
Oh, like a sandwich?
No, like Hercules.
There it is. PC Robot, thank you. Okay, so the 6 sex sects of Sigma Sectors sat slyly silent as spies splined by shy science. Say that in your own words. This is for that third ad, which I've already got on the list, and I said it. Also, SDA, can you whisper in my ear again?
PC Robot, you traitor.
Okay, well now you can talk because it's apparently that counted. All right, so I have PC's 3 ads queued up, and I will work on those between now and tomorrow night.
No, I mean honestly though, Ranting Monkey is my hero, and what I said, because Monkey didn't speak for me, even though he fucking owes me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I said that politics is like a main course, is drama, and drama is just like the dessert. It's the fun part.
And it absolutely does depend on the drama. Like the Rubin stream, that was a lot of fun. The no bullshit stuff going on, I really don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, that's just not fun enough. Like, I'm about to watch, when we get off of this, I'm going to watch Onision's response to Social Repose and, like, Jacqueline Glenn, because I really want to know what he said. Like, really interesting and fun over-the-top drama is, I mean, it's like reality TV.
Let's see. Ranting Monkey, how dare you not speak for a marginalized woman? Har har. Mr. Batsu says, hi, I think I'm real. Commented on the No BS Worski stream saying that he wanted No BS chased off this platform. I guess tone policing Worski wasn't enough for him.
Did he really say that?
Well, according to Mr. Batsu, I don't know.
All right. Well,
I would believe it.
The...
I could believe it, but yeah, because he did say that about Worski, about the tone policing before, so that's not untrue.
Yeah. I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on that one for a little while.
Okay.
I may be doing something about that in the future here.
Let's see. PC Robot says. Sorry, what?
Sorry. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Actually, I did find it. No bullshit is a vapid, spineless, manipulative professional victim. He is a cancer festering on the face of conservatism. I want him chased off the platform and laughed out of every room he walks into. Damn.
Well, good luck. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see. PC Robot says, I broke her silence. Bow down to me. I own this chat. There's several people in there with wrenches who'd probably disagree. Just saying. But I think you know a PC Robot. Let's see. One Tone Hammer says, I don't see the attraction for I Think I'm Real. He's just awful. I don't know. I like some of his content. I don't know. And some of the things he's been saying lately.
I'm going to do this now.
Okay.
I think I'm real, but I think his ego's getting away from him right now. I think the attention he's gotten recently is going to his head, and he needs to check himself before he ends up crashing and burning, because I've seen it happen to a lot of people in a similar situation.
Yeah, I'm with Monkey there. I like Hi, I Think I'm Real. The personal interactions that we've all had with him, I think, they've been
fine,
largely positive, and they've been fun. Yeah, and he's always been a great guest. He's always been respectful. We've always had fun with him. But yeah, I think especially with this no bullshit stuff, I think he's going way over the top with it.
Yeah.
Weibo says, P.S. Who is Hi, I Think I'm Real? He's another YouTuber content creator. He just hit 8,000 subs, I think it was, that I saw the other day. And I ran into him months ago when he was, in relative terms, a relatively new channel. But he has a voice. He's got a voice and a look that's very attractive, I got to say, for the sake of doing videos and stuff. So I can see why he's gotten so popular. I'm not so sure about some of his declarations against others right now, especially like the Worski thing and the he should be chased off the platform kind of thing. Like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if he chooses to leave the platform of his own volition, that's fine. But being chased off like some kind of pitchforks and torches thing, no.
No.
Yeah, it's that's where I blame YouTube, you three, for bringing Real into the YouTube mix. I'm guessing Lady Monkey is not the Hi, I Think I'm Real fan.
No,
Point Curation, thank you. The One Ton Hammer. Have you ever seen One Ton Hammer and the one video on that channel? Maybe I'm missing the reading there. You're talking about like One Ton Hammer's channel, or I Think I'm Real's channel about One Ton Hammer? I'm missing something.
Alright, Prostate said his Twitter persona is much more combative. Yeah, I will say that his the way he carries himself on Twitter and the way he carries himself in videos are two very different things.
No, they're bleeding into each other.
Are they? I haven't seen a lot of his recent comments. Or his recent content. I've kept up with some of it. Is his content kind of changing to reflect the sass?
The channel One Ton Hammer versus the One Ton Hammer. I don't know. Ask One Ton Hammer. I guess that's the question to him. Let's see. Point Curation says, I accidentally found 1 Ton Hammer. Oh, okay. So there's 2 different channels of things. All right. Let's see. Scribelight, is Wilfred Brimley still alive? Says Scott McGinnis. Last I knew. Cody Fry says, my friend and I were debating about internet anonymity. He thinks hiding behind an avatar is cowardly. I disagree. Thoughts? Anonymity is as old as America. I mean, Benjamin Franklin wrote under pseudonyms and things like that in order to get his points across without having the controversy of his identity cloud the issue, etc. I think anonymity is as American as apple pie, to put a cliche on it.
I think it's a personal choice. I know that there are people who prefer being able to see the person, or who at least prefer knowing what the person looks like and like watching them talk just as a viewer. I know people who think it's cowardly, people who don't think it's cowardly. I think it's a personal choice on the creator, and if you're not into creators that use only avatars, then don't watch them.
Yeah.
I will point to the case of Philip Moriarty, who was very, very vocal about how cowardly it is to hide behind an avatar and put his face out there. And then his kids received death threats. So call
And
me
who
a
is
coward.
that?
I don't give a fuck. He is
Who
a
is that?
hardcore SJW, used to run in Christie's crowd. A professor of
Wait,
physics.
I think I know who this is. This is the guy from the questions for anti. Is this
Yes.
perfectly laudable?
Yes, it is.
Is that him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. Laudable.
And he's been on many streams and in at least 2 videos talking about how horrible it is for people to hide behind anonymity on the internet. And yeah, then it fucking burned him. So, you know, it depends on what you value.
That, like, the way he said that word has just been burned into my brain.
Laudable.
Yeah, laudable.
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 Let's see. 9 minutes left to go, guys. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, etc., get them in now. Next 6 minutes. Ranting Monkey, metal forks versus plastic forks.
Metal.
Metal.
I can only eat with a plastic fork, like if I buy something out of a vending machine, or if I go to Taco Bell and have to. Otherwise, yeah, I have to eat with a metal fork.
Tall Person says, Ranting Monkey, you weren't here when my super chat went up. Do you have any thoughts on the Virginia election where the trans woman won? I asked because I'm not hearing anything about her policies. Yeah, I don't know anything about this.
I hadn't heard about it.
Let's see if I can find anything real quick. Virginia's Danica Roem will be the first openly transgender state lawmaker in the U.S. Virginia's most socially conservative state lawmaker was ousted from office Tuesday by Danica Roem, a Democrat who is poised to become the nation's first openly transgender state lawmaker and who embodies much of what Delegate Robert G. Marshall fought against in Richmond. Let's see if they talk about her. Marshall, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're trying to find out if they talk about her policies or whatever's. This article's hard to parse through, and we're short on time. Sorry, what did Skip Doc say?
He said, if you were a car, what kind of tree would you be?
Wait, what? I don't get it. Somebody explain the joke.
It's a joke because it's 2 different things, and this is an old take on Barbara Walters' questions.
Yeah.
What? Explain.
Barbara Walters used to do her specials, and she'd always ask people what kind of tree they would be.
Kind of weird questions, yeah. The best questionnaire is the one at the end of the Inside the Actors Studio that they always gave. It's like, what's your favorite curse word? And
what is your favorite curse word?
Mine is douche fuck.
I don't fucking have one.
Yeah.
It's not the C word?
No, my favorite is actually calling somebody a motherfucker. I just enjoy that.
Like Jack the motherfucker.
You know what? Now I really love calling people window-looking retards.
Yeah, that's fun too.
And I still can't believe that my dad actually said that. Like, it wasn't really out of nowhere, but we were like trying to pull out of a spot, and a guy was being an asshole, and my dad was just like, "This window-looking retard," and I was like, "Did you just?" And I immediately texted Monkey, and I was like, "Oh my god, guess what just happened?"
I am a positive influence everywhere I go.
You are. It's great.
Point Curation says, thoughts on Count Dankula? I think his trial is tomorrow. I hope his case is thrown out, but I have a feeling it won't be, given the climate over in his part of the world. So,
did you see his video that he did?
No.
The latest one with the dog?
I haven't seen it. No.
Okay, so do you guys both know the story that got him in trouble, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
CSE 2x4. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that.
Okay.
Out loud.
So he he did another video where he's talking to the camera, and suddenly this German voice pops up and he yells, "Shut up," and it cuts to the dog. And he does this a couple of times before at the end the dog breaks out into full German and we go to a full Nazi video.
Oh God.
Oh
my God. It was fucking funny as hell. If you guys
I
haven't
just
seen
love that this whole sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I just love that this whole thing started with a guy being like, "I'm just gonna piss off my girlfriend and teach her pug to," because that's like such a guy thing to do. And now he's going to jail potentially.
What kind of time is he facing if he actually gets convicted?
A year.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
A year in prison for teaching his dog to seek Heil.
Yeah, I hope it gets thrown out at best. At worst, I hope he only has to pay a fine or something. I mean, just, it's so stupid.
Anarcho-autism.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Said Goodfella got arrested too. Yeah, I saw that. Also in Scotland. Here's the thing: if you live in Scotland, move.
Fucking move.
Fucking move.
Sorry. Andrew Owen said SDA C word. What are you, 12? And then he says the C word. We've had this conversation before. When I say it, it sounds weird. I can't do it right.
Okay, let me teach you how to do this properly. She doesn't say cunt, you twat. There you go. Feel better?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say twat. That's fine, but I don't like the C word. It feels weird.
I don't say that yet, twat. See? Not for teaching his dog to do that. He put it on social media. This is my wife, by the way. Had he just taught the dog to do it and not posted it, most likely nothing would have happened. Yeah, but it was a joke. He wasn't actually. He's going to jail for Nazi propaganda. It wasn't Nazi propaganda. It was just to piss off his girlfriend.
It was a dog raising his paw up, for fuck's sake. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, if I just like hold up my hand, because Jinx can high five, right? So if I were to hold up my hand from a little bit farther away, he would technically be doing it, I guess.
3-minute warning, everybody. We're almost done.
Me and Lady Monkey disagree on this. Lady Monkey thinks that he shouldn't have done it because those are the rules.
But it's really funny, Lady Monkey.
It's a dumbass. Yeah, there you go. Jack Cochran, shouldn't the dog be on trial? Yes, the dog's the one that did it.
Yep. No, the dog would just go down the stand and would say, "I was just following orders."
The fucked up part of that is that at the beginning of the video, he explained everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like he just threw it out there and there's this dog doing that. He explained, I did this girlfriend because she thinks the dog is so cute.
Right.
Lady Monkey says, that's not what I said, Ranting Monkey. I read what you said. Or are you saying, or my explanation for why we disagree?
Let's see. Point Curation, thank you. Dankula is a comedian. If anything, it was a joke that fell flat or that was in bad taste. Bad taste should not send you to prison. Well, also, because he predicated the whole thing by explaining his motivation and that it wasn't about Nazi propaganda, and I don't know Scottish law, but I mean, in general terms, you have mens res, actus reus. You have the mentality of the crime and the act of the crime. Generally speaking, if you don't have both of those factors, no crime was committed, or at least nothing that can be held against you as firmly. So did he teach the dog to raise its paw up? Yes. Does that constitute a Nazi salute? No. Was his motivation to propagate Nazi ideology? No, he said so. There's no crime here. And Nope Nope says, your wife is a rule Nazi.
Sometimes, yes. Did you see what the old guy gamer said? Then he can
No.
have a lawyer dog represent him.
Oh yeah, lawyer
Oh
dog.
yeah,
Lawyer
he
dog.
could.
Ah,
'Cause
lawyer
the
dog.
dog is
If
a dog,
only-
and then he needs a dog lawyer.
If only
That's
he'd
why it's
asked for a
funny.
lawyer dog, but he
You
didn't.
guys
Can
get
I
why
just want to
it's
bring
funny?
up one more thing here
Yeah, go
about
for it.
all this. This is him teaching a dog to be a Nazi. That's not putting Nazis on some kind of pedestal. That's
Yeah,
making fun of them.
like I said,
Yeah,
We
exactly.
should hit a point in history where we can make fun of fucking Nazis.
yeah, it should. I
Make
can
fun
only
of
hope.
fucking Nazis.
Well, that
I-
What do
too.
you think? What do you think it would sound like if you were to fuck a Nazi?
Nine,
Very
nine,
German.
nine,
Yes.
and
How
with
do you say
that,
wrong hole in German?
and with that, guys, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight, as you always do. You flatter us every night with your attendance and your attention, so thank you so much. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things in the chat. You are the unsung heroes of the stream. Let's see. Tomorrow we are on Monkey's channel, so stay tuned for that. God knows what will happen between now and tomorrow night in the realm of YouTube drama with everything else going on.
Before we end,
Yes.
can I just point out the Jack Cochran said, lawyer dogs get all the bitches.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack Cochran, for ending us on a pun. Monkey, SDA, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, your lives make us sad. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.